So recession talk is growing. This is the other article that I have in the Slack group. Recession talk is growing. Is it a bad time to invest in real estate? All right, let's talk about this for a second. You know, recession is always coming. At some point, the recession is going to hit. A recession is going to hit. It's who knows? You know, it's going to be a big one, a little one. They were saying that we were already in one. Already during the Trump administration, we are already in a recession. I don't think so. You know, maybe a recession of the 20 years ago is not the recession of today. There are opportunities and deals to be had in every market. Remember, more millionaires were made in the Depression than any other time, going. Successful investors who know how to work a recession never sit on the sidelines, but rather know how to recognize these opportunities. Folks, read Warren Buffett's book. Pessimism is his friend. When people get out of the market, he gets in. And that's what happens. So just always, think about how these other guys do it. You don't want to do what everybody else is doing. You know how I say in my first part of my course, let me show you how to find deals where no one else is looking. You don't want to go where everyone else is looking, like LoopNet. Okay, in 2008, real estate prices dropped significantly, not as a result of the recession, but because the housing collapse is what caused the recession in the first place. Real estate performed relatively well in prior recessions. And folks, my properties still cash flow. All my properties still cash flow. Never missed a mortgage payment once. Always had money that we bought, the ones that we bought the right way. But I'll tell you something, even if the recession didn't hit, the properties that we didn't buy the right way would still not have cash flow. So it all has to do with buying it the right way and being able to withstand those recessions, those downturns. That's the key. You've got to build a solid business. The only way you're going to get to 1,000 units is if you build a solid business. Let's see here. When in a recession, not every property gets impacted equally. So when investing in rental properties, a drop in property value usually does not have a big impact on the rental rates. Okay, two things I want to say about this particular section. The recession hits different properties in different markets differently. The Midwest, they got hit by the recession. It was later than everyone else, and it was a slow and steady growth back, but they didn't lose as much as the coast lost. I mean, think about it. When you look at it, there was an exception in what I was saying. The best way to think about it is when Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac went south, when they filed bankruptcy, they started to protect themselves. They came up with what are called pre-review areas. If you don't know what that means, there's a coaching call where we talk about, I think it was with Kevin Jenkins, I think, we talked about pre-review marketplaces. And those are areas where Fannie Mae said, too risky. We're not going to give out 80% LTV loans. We're going to give out 65% LTV loans. If you want to do business in these markets using our paper, you've got to come to the table with more cash because this area is risky. When the recession hit, they didn't make the whole country a pre-review marketplace. They only picked out certain areas where they said, no, these areas are too risky even for us. So that's the thing we're looking at here is when in a recession, not every property gets impacted equally. So when investing in rental properties, a drop in property value usually does not have a big impact on the rental rates. Okay, this is true, except, and after the crash, my rents remained pretty stable. Some of them had to come down. I was always able to, perform in the black, but sometimes my rents had to come down. And the reason why they had to come down was because of the housing crisis. Because I was now competing against trying to grab customers to come into my 2-bedroom, 2-bath, beautiful apartments and not go out to the 3-bedroom, single-family house with a yard that some investor came in and scooped up on because it was in foreclosure. So that is what impacted my rental rates. uh, the housing crisis not happened, I wouldn't have had that problem. So what we're saying here on the flip side is that if any of these upcoming recessions, we're probably not going to have a problem with the rental rates. They're going to remain steady. It's all because of the customers, the type of customers that we want. All right, is it a bad time? So is it a bad time to invest in real estate? No, it really isn't. There's always deals to be had anywhere you look.